Hey, really quick one on setting up microphones for recording acoustic guitar. At AS Music Technology, acoustic guitar is a compulsory recording, part of your coursework. And A2, it is one of the optional ones where you have to take, I think it's 2 out of 3 optionals. So there's a very good chance you're going to record an acoustic guitar for both years. You only have to be able to record it quite well in mono, but I'm going to show you a stereo technique as well. This is because if your track has a lot of solo acoustic guitar, or if the acoustic is the main instrument in the track, it's nice to get it as a natural stereo recording. If the acoustic guitar is part of a much bigger production, like it's only playing a supporting role, like adding that sense of percussion, then perhaps it's better to record to double track 2 mono recordings and pan them left and right. But yes, this is how I think you should be miking up and recording acoustic guitar. And I mean miking up, but we shouldn't record an acoustic guitar out of the jack. If it's an electroacoustic guitar and it's got the DI output, that will, I promise, sound terrible. Even the best ones I've ever heard on £3,000 guitars sound terrible when compared to a half decent microphone. So to mono record, let's start the simplest one. You're going to want a large diaphragm condenser. Place it in a suspension cradle. I don't have a guitarist with me, I'm afraid. Recording this during the COVID era. And I had a guitarist in earlier today, and that's what made me think of it. And what I've been doing is setting up microphones without them there. So I didn't feel comfortable in asking him to hang around whilst I sat down right in his face. So get your large diaphragm condenser. Make sure you know where the front of it is using the logo of the company. And you're going to place this microphone, you imagine a guitarist, where pointing at the 12th fret, or the join between the body and the neck of the guitar. They're probably be roughly in the same sort of place, unless the guitar's abnormally small or large, I guess. And from there, take a listen to it. Oh, you're placing it 15-20 centimeters away. From there, take a listen to it. If it sounds too boomy, too much bass in it, you can just slightly move or swing the microphone up towards the neck, which will get a brighter sound, or slightly down towards the body, which will make a fuller, more rounded sound and get rid of some brightness. You should never put the microphone right over the sound hole. That will be really boomy and quite unpleasant. For stereo recording, I prefer to use, again, condensers, but this time small diaphragm condensers, or these pencil microphones. Hopefully you'll have a stereo bar. Many sets of paired condensers come with a stereo bar, which is just a device really to attach 2 microphones to one stand. Hopefully you have a stereo bar. Can't catch that in there. Come on. Trying to be too quick for video, eh? Let's screw that in. And we're going to use a coincident pair, or XY as we write it down sometimes. And to make an XY, get your small diaphragm condensers, and the goal is to get the capsules of the microphones as close to each other as possible. So set them at a 90-degree angle to each other, a bit like that. And these capsules are right on top of each other. I don't want the microphones to physically be touching, because that can create bashing and scraping, you'll hear that. So without them touching, nice and close to each other, like that. And this is a coincident XY pair that I'll treat very much like the mono large diaphragm condenser. I'll point it 15-20 centimeters away from the guitar, 12th fret, or where the body of the guitar joins the neck. And one thing to remember when setting this up is that your microphones are crossed over. So the one that's pointing at the left side of the guitar that you might want to be the left of your mix is on the right, and vice versa. So just remember to swap them over in your mind when you're cabling it up. You can record a guitar using a space pair, A-B. For me, this is more likely to induce kind of phase problems, and just doesn't sound as solid and as tight as an XY. And the other benefit of an XY is if you record like this and then later decide that you don't want it in stereo and you just want mono, you can just ditch one of the mics. It's not ideal, but you don't have to re-record. So you ditch this one or that one, depending on the tone you want, and sort of EQ it back into some shape. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope that was useful.